As the setting sun gilds the marble columns of the Athenian Acropolis, a ragged, barefoot old man stands in the center of the marketplace, engaged in a heated debate with a group of young men. His forehead is furrowed, but his eyes are as innocent and sharp as a child's, as if trying to penetrate the surface of language to reach the core of truth. This is Socrates, a brilliant star of ancient Greek philosophy, and the inventor of the maieutic method in the history of Western thought. He left no written works, yet with a lifetime of questioning, he sowed the seeds of reason in the field of human wisdom. From the exploration of justice to the speculation on virtue, from the court of Athens to the moment he drank the poisoned wine, Socrates interpreted the true meaning of philosophy. With his life Know Thyself, he was like a street-thought midwife, helping everyone who conversed with him to give birth to their own intellectual offspring. In Socrates was born into an ordinary family in Athens. His father was a sculptor, and his mother was a midwife. Unlike the systematic education received by the sons of Athenian aristocrats at that time, Socrates' knowledge came more from street observations and debates. He served as a hoplite in the Peloponnesian War, showing extraordinary courage and endurance on the battlefield. Even in severe cold, he could march barefoot and hold his post. After the war, Socrates returned to Athens and devoted all his energy to the pursuit of truth. Unlike the sophists of his time, who charged fees to teach rhetoric, he discussed philosophical issues with anyone for free. Markets, gymnasiums, and street corners were his classrooms. He was short and stocky with a flat nose, wearing a tattered robe, often barefoot, wandering the streets of Athens, stopping passers-by, and asking, "What is justice? What is courage? What is virtue?" This seemingly abrupt questioning often made people think deeply and re-examine their accustomed ideas. Socrates' wife Xanthippe was famous for her bad temper. It is said that she once poured a basin of cold water over Socrates while he was debating with others. And Socrates humorously said, "I knew that after the thunder, there must be heavy rain." This tolerance for trivial matters in life, and dedication to the exploration of ideas, form a sharp contrast, allowing us to see the real and lovely side of this philosopher. In B. C. Socrates was accused by the Athenian court of impiety and corrupting the youth. In court, he did not defend himself in the traditional sense, but continued to use his question-and-answer method to expose the ignorance of his accusers. In the end, he was sentenced to death and drank hemlock. On the eve of his execution, he was still discussing the immortality of the soul with his disciples, until the poison took effect. At the age of Tsh, his death became the most tragic scene in the history of Western thought, and also gave his ideas eternal vitality. Socratic philosophy, like his street questioning, is direct and profound. Its core can be summarized as know thyself, and virtue is knowledge, and his unique maieutic method, question and answer method, is an important way to realize these ideas. Know thyself is the starting point and end of Socratic philosophy. He believed that people often think they know many things, but in fact, they are very ignorant, he once said. "The only thing I know is that I know nothing." This knowledge of ignorance is not a humble formality, but a profound self-awareness. Through constant questioning, he forced people to abandon vague and contradictory ideas, and seek truly clear and universal definitions. For example, when someone says courage is not retreating, Socrates would interrogate, if a soldier charges blindly regardless of orders, is that courage? Through such interrogate, people realize that their understanding of courage is incomplete, thus guiding them to think more deeply. Virtue is knowledge, is the core of Socratic ethical thought. He believed that virtue is not innate, nor is it an acquired habit, but a kind of knowledge. The reason why a person does evil is that he lacks knowledge of virtue. As long as one has knowledge of virtue, people will certainly do good. For example, a person who knows what justice is, will certainly do just things. One who knows what temperance is, will certainly control his desires. Although this view has its limitations, ignoring the role of will and emotion in moral behavior, It emphasizes the importance of reason and moral judgment, and lays a rationalist foundation for Western ethics. The Maieutic method, question and answer method, is Socrates' most distinctive teaching method. Named after his mother being a midwife, he believed that he was like a thought midwife, unable to directly give others knowledge, but able to help others give birth to their own ideas. The Maieutic method usually includes 4 steps. Elenchus, revealing contradictions in the other's views through interrogate, making the other realize their ignorance. Midwifery, guiding the other to put forward new views. Induction, summarizing universal principles from specific examples. And definition, giving a clear conceptual definition. For example, when discussing what is piety with Euthyphro, Socrates, through constantly questioning Euthyphro's views, made him realize that his understanding of piety is confused, and finally guided him to seek the universal definition of piety. This method is not only a teaching skill, but also a way of philosophical inquiry. It emphasizes approaching truth through dialogue and reflection, rather than accepting knowledge through authority or dogma.